Hi guys, today we're going to make some Victorian style envelopes or pockets, you can do either, using junk mail that has actually been coffee stained. I've already marked up equal distance so that the window is going to be central. We're not going to have a huge pocket, but it will fit most journals. That is the line at the moment, but obviously we will line it up on the board just to make sure, because we all know my measuring skills are not the greatest. I was trying to explain to my daughter today that cutting straight lines is one of the most difficult things I have to do in the video, and she looked at me like I'd gone nuts, and I do understand that sounds ridiculous. As soon as we cut it open, we're going to be splitting this envelope open, but it's all right, we can re-glue it. We're down to the decorating bit. What we're looking for, I think, is to glue along the bottom and along these two sides, and we're looking for a picture, a central focus that's going to fit nicely into that size frame. You know how I am about always wanting to get rid of scraps, so I am going to create a background of scraps and then have one of these flowers as a central focus within the window. Just going to trim up along that original line. And then what you can do to get your front going is something very similar if you want, which is to start with a book page base. So we don't want this to show through too much. I'm going to cover anything that looks like it could be an issue. Something that I already have. I've got this already, and I've got this edge here. So this is from a masterboard. That's quite orangey. I might want to get a darker one. I don't know yet. Let's just get that rubbed in and decide. That could go there, but I do think I want that browner. Yep, right along the edge. Push the glue that way towards the edge, the outer edge, not the window edge. I can probably cover this bit up as well. I'm just going to tear and edge that up. I want a little something along the bottom. Could be a bit of script, it could be a bit of paper, it doesn't really matter. So much for me not getting glue on that. Oh well. Just make it look grungier, eh? Absolutely stunning, I think. Maybe just one rather than a big bunch. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is rub over this back side, hopefully with a mixture of these browns. So now we can put this down. Okay, before I go any further with any more decorating, I want to make this into the pocket and trim up any overhanging edges. To make it into the pocket, I'm going to use double-sided tape because I have a lot more control with double-sided tape as to where it's sticking, and glue can splodge everywhere. Whereas this I can get as close to the edge as my judgment will allow. Hopefully trim this up a bit straighter. Right, I want to make sure that we're not, because this paper's slightly damp, that it's not that you're getting a full pocket here. I'm going to see if it's possible to cut a rounded corner at the top. It may not be, or it might be. A bit thicker on this side, mind. Okay, I'm going to do the obvious. Bend it in half, grab a pair of scissors, and trim it round. This isn't finished, we're getting there though. Another thing I did was, whilst staining the junk mail, I also stained some lace, because I thought lace and Victorian goes, and it grunges it up a bit. I'm not sure where I want it, but I know I want to put a bit on here. I think I'll do it at the top. As usual, I'm running out of room. Let's get the silicone glue. I'm hoping that isn't bunged up. No, it's not. In fact, it's spilling out. Oh, a little bit too fast. Oh no. Stay there. Stay there. Okay. I'm going to let that dry and trim that up in a second. This is now dry. So I have trimmed that lace round. Obviously it does still move where it's not glued down. You have a pocket which you can put tags in. This seems a lot of area, so I'm going to add a bit extra to here. I picked up some of this scrap coffee dyed paper, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe add one of these ready-made numbers that I've got and put it here, but have it mounted on here as well. This isn't ink, this is actually the coffee stain. Is that 2? Ah, it's part of an envelope. How interesting. We can have a small secret tuck spot. I'm going to put a little bit of double-sided tape in here. If we're going to have a little secret tuck spot, want it here. You could change the inside if you wanted to by lining it, but to be honest, where it's coffee stained, it no longer really looks too much like one of those envelopes, so I'm happy with that. I am going to ink stamp this with the same colour with a bit of script. Then stick that down on here. I want to pull that down a little bit if I can. And then this, I think, is just a sticker and will go there. I have one of the the Victorian calling cards, which could pop in there. And then we have this little tiny piece of torn off paper that is just scrap, but you could journal on and could be tucked in there. And that is the first altered Victorian junk mail envelope style pocket. And we're going to do some more. As you can see, the bank likes to write to me a lot, and it's not to tell me I'm a millionaire. What I'm going to do with this one is back this immediately with some cutaway scrap from the envelope. It doesn't have to fit perfectly because obviously this is going to go over the top. Then you can decide, do you want that style pocket or that style pocket? I think because the previous one we did was upways, we will do this one this way. I'm going to use this, which is a floral. I'm going to use the Distress Oxide for a really good reason, which I will show you in a minute. And if this doesn't work, what have we wasted? One junk mail envelope. Not a big deal, that. Beautiful. Actually, that's genuinely quite beautiful. I may not mess around with that. I was going to. A little bit. I'm not going to mess around with that too much. I'll mess around with another one. What do we decorate the outside with? We could do strips of paper, more ink stamping, some washi, more lace. You could even keep it like this because in itself the simplicity of it is quite beautiful. And sometimes less is more. I do like how simple that looks. I think this one I'm going to honestly keep simple, which I know you're probably sitting there going, why am I watching this then? Because anyone can do that. I've no idea. Could do a tiny bit of lace down this edge because it is wider. But still keep it really simple. Just going to quickly ink the edges of this one. But I'm pretty sure this is probably all I want to do to this one. Moving on. Done this one as a tall one. Central again. Wish me luck with this because my watercolour skills are legendary in the sense they're really bad. Let's go for something quite bright. We are going to try it and just see what happens. So it will probably run the ink a little bit. I wonder if you can just dribble it. Ooh. Modern art? Anything? Okay. We're getting something. No idea what. Now it's soaking wet, which I'm sure isn't what you're supposed to do. I have an idea. This will either work or it won't work. Well, that didn't work. Oh my goodness. That definitely didn't work. But I think the concept might work. Let's run through what I love about this. I love it's super grungy and how that ink has really grunged up this paper. It's almost marbly looking. What I don't like, obviously, is you can't tell what on earth it's supposed to be. Well, I can tell, but then I know what it's supposed to be. I am going to try one more time. I think we need as much help as we can get. Didn't really help, did it? Just darkened it all down again. Do we like blurry? I don't know, it is vaguely Victorian though, isn't it? I don't hate it. And see if there's any recovery in the final design. I feel like everything I do resorts to lace at the moment, but it is kind of cool. Do it that way so it sticks off the edge this time. I think I will. I've just taken the middle of this stamp and going to press it on the top of there. Okay, cool. I think that's cool. Maybe it's not cool. Maybe I don't really like it. Oh well, too late. Okay, well, it's different. I don't like this with this, but it's done. I'm doing my daughter a horror journal. So what I might do is do one of these pockets for her journal because I need to start it at some point. Yummy. Well, if you're into horror journals, yummy. I happen to have crooked fence washi. I'm thinking, oops, already stuck itself on. Stick that on. I am going to leave the private and confidential on. Ink round those edges, but I can't find me Dibby Dauber thingy, which was here a minute ago. Ah, fell on the floor, that's why. Of course it did. How grungy is that? I don't know it's particularly creepy, but it's grungy. Along the same theme, we have a skeleton. Just aging this down a little bit. Simple but effective. Right, I'm going to cover that up and to ink down the edges while I think what else to do. Could round it off. Wet, we'll see. I like it as it is. I might leave this one as it is and fancy up a different one. Oh, it's actually the next day, and quite late the next day, because I was just too tired to continue. Let's get another one of these Halloween ones or gothic horror ones done, because I'm liking these. They're appealing to me at the moment. Always do what you like, not necessarily what you planned. Right, I love these stamps. So I'm going to use these architectural stamps for the inside. I think out of everything I've been buying, I like the stamps the most, because then you feel like it's you creating it, even though it's someone else's stamp. I don't know. So I think my next order might just be stamps. We'll see. I'm kind of going off the whole sticker thing for the junk journals. Oh yeah, creepy. Probably round this off. I think I'm going to round it off and then glue it together. Maybe when I make my daughter's gothic horror journal, I might make like a second one at the same time and potentially see if anyone wants it, like, to buy it. Because I've not ever sold any journals, but maybe I should. I don't know, rather than do one-offs for family. I spend a lot of time doing them. Might keep the bottom square so it's a bit different to that one. I like to try and do everything slightly different. Does that look creepy enough? I think so. I don't think you need to do another bit. I'm wondering if I can do a label and have it over. I was thinking of putting some black lace up there, but I'll have a look. I want probably that in that corner. Could I make that like a little tuck spot? You could have that just as a little journaling spot in itself, like a little hidden one. So it will open out and you have a little journaling spot. And I feel like you need a bit more something. Could actually almost hide the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to glue this down and then maybe do something here. And then do something up here. Oh, interesting. I've got it on there already. That's okay. I'm going to cut round that. I might back this onto something. Yeah, okay. It's not a very well cut circle, but I keep it all in the same colour tones. That's another little pocket done. That will dry soon enough. I'm going to stick with the idea of stamping. Yeah, that's nice. So I want to glue it, unless you cut within that frame and then put a different background on. We have them slightly to one side with the little fish. I've got things like this little quote which says beach days, best days. And it might help to add these little bits. We've got some more actually in this brown. Maybe we should stick to that colour. I think the mistake has been using the white on there, and I'm wondering about if there's another colour kind of fits better. See, I think that coordinates a bit better, not hugely, mind. Something like that down the edge. It's not going to look very neat whatever I do now, is it? Do that. So it's slightly torn. That's better. Let's do that then. I'm probably not going to like this one, but all we can do is our best. It's not very Victorian, but just need to trim that up. That was a slightly more modern design. I've got these papers here, and I think I'm going to use this paper on this one. Did I just do that slightly too low? Oh, I think I did. Interesting. Here. And we've got this one, which is like scrapbooking paper, really. Like a little signy thing. I think sort of works. Now, there's no reason why a pocket has to have straight edges, so what I might do is glue this on here, but leave this on so that when you put it in the journal, this sticks down as well. I'm probably, guess what, bringing the coffee lace back in, if I can ever find the end. And then when that's dry, I'm going to stick another layer underneath it so we create like a frill at the top at least. If not, then do the same at the bottom, and then the only edge that's showing is this one. While off camera, I finished this one off. This one, I've just given several layers of that lace to, and then inked the edges, and again another pocket. So what we managed to achieve, quite a few pockets. Quite a few for a Gothic horror. 1, 2, 3. 3 minimum for a Gothic horror. 4 or 5 for, how many have we got here? Yeah, 5 for a normal Victoriana style junk journal. I've really enjoyed doing these, and I think the big thing with these is making these sides equal, so they look less like a junk mail envelope. When people leave them the original size, you know what they were, and they're not as, to me, they're just not as nice. Whereas when you start to equal them up, that's when you start to get something a little bit more special to look at. I mean, the mistake here was possibly this, but I think if that had just been that and that picture, it would have been lovely. So maybe with these, the secret also is to keep it simple and don't go over the top, and you will end up with something delicate, Gothic, not Victorian, but still suitable for a junk journal. Maybe one with the blue theme, but very, very nice. Okay, thank you for your time today. Thank you to all the new subscribers. It's been awesome. The last couple of weeks have been awesome. Can't tell you how grateful I am for your support and comments. If you're not already subscribed, do subscribe. I do upload daily. I do a mixture of things to do with junk journaling and a little bit of modern planning. And we're going to go into art journaling very soon, because I have an autumn challenge coming up if you'd like to take part in that. Again, I'm no art journaler, it's me learning with you. And I will see you next time. Bye.